What's going on, everybody? Tom here with Keto Lifestyle, and welcome to today's video. Today we are in fact making keto ravioli. Now I know I just released a pasta video the other day, and this is actually the same day for us, but as I was making that video, I kind of got the idea, can you make ravioli? And to answer your question, yes. Yes, you can. So stay tuned and I'll show you how to make it. I'm going to preface this video by saying making keto ravioli is a lot of work, but they do freeze really well if you decide to make a lot of them. So the first thing we're going to do is make our filling, and the first ingredient in that is 3/4 cup of ricotta cheese. Now watch your ricotta cheese, as some of them have a lot of carbs and some of them have very few, so just make sure you check the ingredients and nutrition labels. To our ricotta cheese, we're going to add 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, followed by 1/4 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. To our cheeses, we're going to add our seasoning, starting with 1 teaspoon of parsley. You can use dried or fresh. I prefer dried because I can't use the fresh stuff fast enough. Then I'm going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of salt and about 1/4 teaspoon of fresh cracked black pepper. Now we're not quite done with this yet, but I'm going to go ahead and mix the cheeses together, that way I don't have to worry about it in a later step. To our loosely mixed filling, I'm going to add 1 whole egg, and make sure you pull those shells out if you get any in there. And then I'm just going to go ahead and beat this in until it's all evenly combined. While I'm mixing this, let's talk about the pasta. Now I originally filmed myself making the pasta for this video, but the focus was off and I didn't want to make you guys stare at a blurry screen. So there is the link to the pasta recipe. It is also down in the description, and I made it in the previous video. All you're going to do is roll that into a 1/16 of an inch thick sheet and cut it into an equal number of 3x3 and 4x4 squares. To fill our ravioli, we're going to take a tablespoon of the cheese, put it on the 3x3 square, and lay our 4x4 square over the top of it. I'm then going to fold the edges a little bit to make it round, and then to crimp it, I like to dip my fork in water and just go through and press around the edges. It's worth noting here that if you have a ravioli pan, you can actually lay a whole sheet of pasta across it, fill it, and then lay another sheet across the top. Unfortunately, I don't have a ravioli pan, and I tried it with a cupcake pan and it just didn't work, so I'm stuck doing it this way. Now what I'm doing is I'm cutting off the edges to make it perfectly square, because pictures need to be pretty, right guys? To cook the ravioli, I opted for frying, so I'm going to add a tablespoon of olive oil to my pan, and then heat it up and set my ravioli in there for a few minutes on each side. When it crisps up, you'll know it's time to flip it. If you were to boil these things, just stick them in a pot of boiling water for about 2 minutes and then strain it. As I'm seeing the edges start to brown from the top side, I go ahead and flip these things. As you can tell, they're a little bit lighter than the original color of the dough, and you can tell they're crispy. Then I stick them on the other side till I see it starting to brown, and flip them over to see our finished product. And now that you guys have seen how to make it, it is time for the taste test. Now remember, mine are going to be crispy because I fried them. You can boil them or fry them, but it's time to taste it. Holy cow guys, that is in fact ravioli. I actually wasn't really sure if this was possible, but it turns out it is, and it is freaking delicious. So seriously, go ahead and make that pasta dough, make the raviolis out of it, and let me know down in the comment section how delicious it actually is. With that guys, I'm gonna close the video. If you liked the video, leave it a like. If you wanna do me a huge favor and share this to all your friends, I would really appreciate it. And with that, I will see you guys in the next one.